Excuse me, sir. This is actually my work area. You gotta go. Hi everybody, welcome back to another video, or if you're new here, hello and welcome. My name is Nicole. Today's video, I'm gonna be throwing at you all of my top working from home tips from a working home mom. Now, I've been a working home mom since 2014. I currently run 3 different businesses and I have 3 boys, ages 13, 6, and 4. And I felt like this video would be especially poignant to make right now as COVID-19 is currently going on. A lot of us are quarantined inside our homes. Maybe you are working at home for the first time. Maybe it's absolute chaos in your house and you think you are going to lose your mind. Even for me, who has been a work at home mom for years and years, this fall I had 2 kids in school and I put my 3rd kid in daycare. So even I got used to having that dedicated time to myself and just being able to focus on my job. So even though it may not be the ideal situation, it was still a good reminder to me, like, okay, like I made it through this for years and years, like I can do this. And of course, these tips are going to vary depending on how many kids you have or how old they are. I was a work at home mom when I had a 2-year-old and a newborn, and while I did give myself some time for maternity leave, I went back to work when my baby was still pretty young, and the only way that we really made it through was just baby wearing. That's the only tip I have for that. I wore that little newborn baby to do everything pretty much in my life. Hoping that these tips will work for a wide range of ages and family situations. So with that said, let's get into the video. Now, my first tip is, before you even get started with your work at home journey, is to find a special place in your house that can be your dedicated workspace, a place that you enjoy going to, that you feel relaxed. If you're not going to be permanently working from home, it probably won't be as decorated as mine, but in my opinion, even a laptop on top of your bed in the privacy of your bedroom is much better than a computer in the middle of your dining room table where so much commotion and chaos is going on. Working from home, it's really easy to get out of bed in your pajamas and jump right into your workday without ever changing, but I do find the days that I choose to change into some real clothes to get myself ready, even though I know I'm not leaving the house, I always feel so much better mentally, and I'm always glad that I made that choice. After I'm dressed, it's time to plan out the day. Between 2 kids in distance learning, my jobs, chores around the house, general life, meal times, it feels like there's a lot to keep track of. Writing it down keeps me on track, makes me feel way less overwhelmed, and honestly helps me from forgetting a lot of things that I probably would otherwise. The planner that I use is called the Passion Planner. I've used this planner for 3 years straight now, and while I don't plan out my days by every half hour, I do use these Post-its that fit perfectly in the slots to block out any time slots that I don't need, and then I can write my to-do list on there or what have you. My main thing that I like about this planner is how much room there is to write. I don't know about you, but I've tried other planners before and there's just not enough space for me. This one has dedicated spots for personal and work, and I also, as a lefty, love the flat binding. When I'm planning out my day, I will give myself a few extra work tasks that I'm not actually sure if I'll have time to accomplish, but at the same time, I do try to keep it realistic too, because I like celebrating all of my accomplishments, big and small. Working at home with 3 boys can be really challenging. So for me, when I'm planning out my day, I'm always thinking about what I need to prioritize, what absolutely has to get done during the day, because for better or worse, a lot of business does have to take place between the hours of 9 and 5. So that's what I will always work on first. If I'm working on something where I especially cannot be interrupted, I will send them outside to play if it's a nice day, or I'll set them up with a project that I know will keep them busy for a while, or honestly, I will just try to sneak in any time where I can get it while they're busy eating. Always works for me, or my personal favorite and their least favorite, I'll keep them busy doing some chores. I also attempt to set up some boundaries when it comes to my office space, though I can't promise you this always works, so your results may vary. I mentioned how I prioritize everything that needs to get done between the hours of 9 and 5, and on the flip side of that, you may find yourself working some unorthodox hours when you are working at home with your children. You see me here packing orders for my business in the evening. This is after all of my kids are in bed for the night. My husband is a chef and often works long hours and is not home till super late in the evening. So if it's just me home, I will spend this time working on everything that didn't have to get done between a regular business day. And while this isn't my favorite, it does actually set me up for a more successful day the next day, because this is all things that I'm doing and spending that I will not have to do the next morning when my kids are awake, and maybe being a little bit more rambunctious and making it a little bit more challenging to get these type of things done. We've talked a lot about work, so now let's talk about turning it off. This was a big lesson that I had to learn. I am someone who personally loves my job, and with my home life and my work life under the same roof, it was really easy to let the work part of my life take over. Once I set some personal boundaries, I felt like such a happier and mentally healthier person. I felt like a weight had been lifted that I didn't even realize was there. Because when I look back at my life, I don't just want to think about how hard I worked. I want to remember all the great times I had with my family, all the personal things that I did for myself that had nothing to do with my job. These things keep my cup full and keep me living my best life and feeling like my best self. And lastly, don't forget to give yourself some grace. Working at home with kids is hard, and no matter how much or how little you accomplish that day, you are doing an awesome job. I hope you enjoyed those tips and tricks. I hope you enjoyed getting to see a little bit behind the scenes of how I make it through as a work-at-home mom. Leave comments below if you have any questions or if you have any great advice to share yourself. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't already. Hit the like button if you like this video, and I will see you guys next time. Bye! What happened to your hair?
I cutted it.
You cutted your hair?
Yeah.
Why did you do that?
So it doesn't go in my eyes.
So it doesn't go in your eyes?
Wait, so you cut your hair?
Next time, can you wait for Mama to take you?
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
This is my life right here.
Why do you have to move like a snail does?
I have a broken foot.
Oh, you have a broken foot right now?
Yeah.
Bummer.
Now I can't even walk or stand up. Now to drag on the ground.
Watch out, Knox. Here comes a broken snail by you. I said we're gonna close the jar. Close the jar.
Yeah.